hunting monsters on and off duty. The Blueline Bowhunters podcast starts right now.
All right, everybody, it is Matt Steele back here with you, another episode of the Blueline Bowhunters podcast. I am joined today with a very special crew, the crew of the Trophyline Tree Saddle. If we don't mind going around the horn, just introduce everybody. We'll start with you there, Sean.
Hey, thanks for having us on. I know we've been talking to us for a while, so excited to be on here. But Sean Ferguson, run and operate Trophyline on a daily basis.
All right, Weston?
Yep. I just joined the crew late last year. Marketing director for Trophyline.
All right, and we got Nick down here too. What's going on, Nick? How are you?
Hey, guys. Hey, good. Nick Betts, director of operations for Trophyline.
Cool. Well, I'm so excited to have you guys. I'm extremely jealous because even Nick has a better background than me, whatever he's got back there in the corner. My wife and I just moved into this new house here, and you guys are killing it with the background. Look at all these bucks back there. So we could talk for hours, maybe days, about hunting. Yes. Obviously, we've gotten to work with you guys in the last year and a half. I know Bruno and Lance have gotten saddles and love the saddles. I know I'm your guinea pig this year of a guy who's never hunted a saddle. I'm the virgin to the saddle world, and I'm excited to try it out. I got a couple things that I already want to do with it. And we could obviously talk for days about hunting in general, but we are here specifically today for something exciting happening on July 1st, right?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We've been, it's kind of been a long time coming. We, as everybody knows, everybody does Trophyline for tree saddles. It's kind of our bread and butter. And so we're always trying to evolve that to the next level, right? Always trying to improve it, make it safer, make it lighter, make it stealthier, yada, yada, and always kind of push ourselves, really. And so we've been working on a new saddle now for, Nick? A little over a year, I think the process started.
Yeah, just about that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. It's actually kind of a collab with so we're good buddies with Matthew Tompkins down at TX5. He builds custom made saddles, and so he and I have been buddies for a while now, and we always kind of pick each other's brain, and so one day I kind of hit him up and I was like, hey, I got this kind of idea of this, and I'm like, what's your take on it? And he's like, I've been thinking about this and thinking about that, and I was like, you know what, why don't we, I'm like, if you don't mind, mind maybe partnering on something and collabing on designs. And so we did that for a while, which was cool. He gave us some stuff that he was working on and we added to it. But once we kind of narrowed down the design side of it, to some degree, we also knew that we wanted to be 100% USA made. And it's going to be important to us as a lot of all our platforms, all our sticks, all our ropes are all made in the United States. And we just knew we wanted to make this one here, and which is easier said than done. And
I'm sure.
So we talked to a lot of different manufacturers and of all sizes, and just like anything else, shortage on help and the capacity and you name it, and it was a challenge. And then we came across a manufacturer down in Florida and went and visited them. And first time we walked in there, it was myself and a good friend of mine that went, who actually introduced us. And as soon as you walked in, we realized we were in the right place. So it's a 30-year-old family-owned business. They take up entire block, full square block, and 150 sewers, and they make some stuff for the military and industrial world. We knew we were in the right place, and so we just got to work, and just like anything, it just takes time, and to get the first rendition and tweak it and back and forth, and we finally ended up with what we call, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this on here. It's called the Venatic. And so first thing you notice right away when you grab it, it is super lightweight.
I can just tell even on the video how light it looks super light.
Yeah, we're coming from, our Covert Light, which is awesome. Yeah, it's a great saddle. It's super comfortable, super overbuilt, which is kind of what we're known for.
When you're hanging from a tree, that's what you want, though.
Yeah, absolutely, right? We're hanging people from it, and but we wanted to try to push it, right, and see where we could go. But the one thing we didn't want to do was we didn't want to sacrifice safety, and we didn't want to sacrifice comfort. If anything, we wanted to make it more comfortable. And so one thing we known for, like on our Covert Light, is the seat itself, the saddle itself, pretty tall and pretty long. And again, to help with your lower back support and kind of cupping of the butt. And so when myself and Nick and Matthew were talking, we wanted to make sure we kept that part of it. So there were some things that he had that he never used before on any of his saddles, and then we kind of took those ideas and started tinkering some more, and so it's pretty cool. So super lightweight, ripstop material, basically parachute, or hammock material of some sort, but we cool structure where it's rubber coated, big band on the outside, so you got a great framework all the way around it. So this is the inside of it, so it's a little bit shiny on the inside, duller on the outside, and then our typical top and bottom rows of Molly. But what's cool is we added another cool feature, which is this rubber coated diamond cut. See if you can see it. There we go.
Yeah, I can see
row of Molly underneath, which is super strong. Nick, what's the actual name of that rubber? I'll have to.
It's a Hypalon material.
Hypalon. There we go. I always get it wrong. But so it's pretty cool. You'll see this throughout other products that we come out with in the future. So cool technology, super lightweight, super strong, just a different look to it. So it's just a kind of cool look to it from that. So, right now this is black with brown trim. We use Raptor buckles on it, which are made in the USA. Military uses on a lot of their product. We use it on the waist belt and also the leg buckles. We have a kind of free floating, let me open this up, a free floating belt, so through the sleeve. Oh, wow, which is nice because then you can put it wherever you want it, on your waist. So if you like it in the middle of your body, great. If not, you want it off the side, you can do that too. And one thing too is there's a couple features in here when you're walking in. So when you always have your rope bridge when you pull it tight and kind of have the extra bridge around. So what we did was right by the belt buckle, we sewed this extra rubber loop right here. And so what you do is you take your rope bridge, pull it tight, and so you have the excess, and you stuff that down in there. So now it's out of the way of you. Cool. So just kind of a rope bridge garage of some sort, keeper to kind of keep it in place. It's just the little things,
Right. The little innovations to make it nicer.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should patent that name, the rope garage.
Yeah, that's another fun idea. We'll do it quickly before you.
Yeah, hurry up. Yeah, I'll wait a couple days before I throw this out and let you get the paperwork together.
Perfect.
It looks extremely packable too. I mean, it looks like you could get this down to put it in your pocket.
Good.
So if you're used to our current pouches, our current square pouch that saddle will fit in it easily.
Yeah, I mean, there's your saddle, and that's obviously pretty big by the computer, but from an iPhone perspective, it's not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
so,
that kind of, so like if you're not watching this YouTube video right now that we're doing, because we're doing this on a Zoom meeting, if you're listening to this, he just held up his iPhone and this saddle is literally as big as his iPhone. It's crazy.
Yeah, so which is cool, and again, super lightweight, super strong. But one of the other features, like I said, when you're walking in, so if you look at the back of the saddle, we have this piece hanging off the bottom. It's a little tab. So if you have your leg straps looser, all you do is take this up and hook it. So now it's up off your butt, it's up off your legs.
That's nice.
So then once you get to the tree, pop it unhook. So now
that could be annoying walking in.
Yeah. It's just, again, something little, that's just to kind of, keep things out of the way, keep it simple, right. Especially when you're walking over logs and those types of things.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice feature. Coupling that with the rubberized waist, the saddle just doesn't move when you're wearing it in to hunt. As you walk around, it doesn't move on you. You barely feel like you have anything on at all. And that was really important to us. A lot of our customers and us personally, get frustrated if the thing's moving around as we're hiking back in. We want to be mobile. We want to be quick. So the rubberized waistband with that feature that pulls it off your backside, the back of your legs, that saddle doesn't move as you're going in.
It's nice too. It helps it from like your pants riding up or riding down, and keeping that in place. That rubberized inside.
And I guess when you guys were talking about launching this new saddle, I was like, well, from what I've seen, I mean, I haven't had the chance to even use the old model yet, but from what I saw, I was like, it was a pretty good product already. How are you guys going to improve on it? But it looks like you guys are making it just more efficient for the hunter, just making it easier to use and being more innovative about, making it, who would think about that walking in? Probably, you're hearing it from your customers. And
sure. Yeah, that's actually, where we get a lot of feedback. We take that feedback really important, bad or indifferent. We tell that to our customers all the time.
You guys met us over at the Pennsylvania TAC, and I know Jared and Lance had a chance to sit in it and kind of give their thoughts, and they seemed like they had a lot of the same reactions that a lot of the shooters up on the mountain had. Just it felt like nothing was there, and it felt super comfortable, super lightweight. They instantly got it when we handed it to them, and it was it was an instant get it, and pretty good reaction. I know those guys liked it a lot too. So
it finally hit me so I've been wearing it for a little while now, and Evan and I went on a bear hunt in Manitoba, so I got to spend a week with him hanging side by side, and he said it best. I was actually filming him, and we were probably a couple of days into it, and he's like I almost forget have a saddle on. That's and it was like,
that's pretty crazy.
And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Like I didn't even put two and two together, just because I've been wearing it for a while now and tinkering with it so much that, if you sit there, because it's where you don't have any of that hip pinch at all, just the way it's designed, and a little bit longer. So it's pulling up around. And then again, really similar to our covert, the tallness of it, gives you that lower back.
Really cradles you.
Underneath. Really cradles you. Yeah, absolutely. And then, this is actually Matthew's design, where these Lyman loops, instead of big loops out front like we do on the covert light here, right? So up on the top, he had this design where it's kind of two, it morphs into the two mollies, and they just kind of lay back out of the way when you're not needing them. But then when you do, they're right there in front. So yeah, super lightweight. So it's not really big and bulky on your hips at all. and again, but it just, you know, folds up out of the way when you're not in use. So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's yeah, it's interesting because like you go through, I mean, there's so many saddles on the market, lots of great ones, you know, and so, you know, and we look at everybody's, but you know, at the end of the day, we're trying to improve ourselves, you know, what we come out with, and so, you know, we kind of, a lot of times is you start seeing, we're working on something, you start seeing other stuff that coming on the market, and you're like, yeah, we just got to stay with our plan, right? And know that we're going to make a good product and improve on what we have, and roll with it. So it's been fun. And like Matt, when you and I were talking before this started rolling, is, you know, we worked so far out, and you know, you said, are you excited for the launch? And I'm like, yeah, finally. You know? Finally
here.
Yeah. We just we can't talk about things for so long, and show sometimes when if we do have the camera with us, some of the stuff we're using, you can't even show it. We're testing it out.
It's the monkey off your back, kind of. And
yeah, absolutely.
We were also talking, I mean, I think you guys are so smart, especially, you know, since COVID hit, and we were talking earlier, Sean, about supply chains and just getting product. And being able to get stuff in. And I mean, working on stuff, you know, a year or two ahead of time. I mean, to sustain your company, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to think that far ahead to be able to have it out there. Because I'm sure guys seeing this, I could see a guy, because my question is, like, you know, you have a great product. Someone had, you know, the Cobra Light. Why should they go buy this new one? And I'll let you answer that. But I think, let me jump in and think of why. If you're a mobile hunter, you know, and you're walking back in the woods, there's nothing more like, I think back when I was a kid, I had a National Wild Turkey Foundation turkey vest, you know, and I love that thing. I got it for my birthday. But the seat cushion on it wouldn't come up and strap in. So it just flapped there.
Hit the back of your legs.
Just walking through the woods, whack, you know, just hitting the back of your legs. So annoying. And I could see, you know, where the Cobra Light, you know, some people, if you didn't have it up, that would be annoying to them. And I mean, for me alone, that would be enough to go out and get that. That and the fact that it's all American made and, you know, super, you know, light and packable, and just all the thought that went into it, I think is awesome. But I'll let you answer that question too. Is that kind of like what led into this to make it's an already great product?
Well, we knew immediately, like, we wanted to make one in the United States, and then it was like, okay, we just don't want to take the covert and make the covert here. So like, let's get to work. So what do we want to do with it? We want to make it lighter. We want to make it stronger. We want to make it, you know, more comfortable. You know, all those factors, and then you start literally sketching them out and clicking along, and that's it. You know, it's just it's what you want. You know, so it's depending on from you know, if you're a new saddle hunter or somebody just getting into it, maybe or you just want to upgrade. Like the Covert Light's awesome, you know, and I still hunt out of it. My kids hunt out of it. It's hard to beat, you know, and you'll never wear it out, you know. It's so strong, right? And but you know, there's always evolution of everything, you know, and doesn't matter what it is. And so we wanted to find where it's at next level. Right. And I'll be honest with you, I think we jumped a couple levels. You know, I don't think, you know, if you're looking at it as steps, I think we took 2, 3, 4 steps, you know, when we designed the Venatic, and because there's a lot of features in this, and don't get me wrong, that comes with a price point, you know, and we are making this in the US. So when you look at that, you know, our Covert is running $199.99 just for the saddle itself, right? And so the Venatic's gonna be $299, so it's $100 more, you know. But we wanted to make, and some of that is, we make some products overseas and then obviously this here in the US. And so things are higher. And then, you compound that this year, components are much higher, fuel prices higher, shipping's higher, everything's higher, right? It doesn't matter.
Right. It's the world we're
45% higher. Yeah, exactly.
We could get into the weeds for that in a 2-hour-long podcast.
And to be honest, I don't want to go above that $300 threshold. And so that actually, to be honest with you, we're making less, when it comes to that. So we just knew we wanted to make sure we kept it under $300 because it's still achievable then, right? Because you get into saddle hunting, it's not cheap, Right. But the good part is everything's always going with you, right? You don't necessarily have to buy a bunch of platforms and put them out all over the properties. You're carrying a platform with you all the time. You're carrying your sticks with you. This is your tree stand, right? And you're wearing your
Right.
So once you buy one setup, you're good, And so it does take a little bit cost-wise to get into it, but you can have it forever as long as you take care of it,
right.
And you got to replace ropes and carabiners every once in a a while.
Buy once, cry once is what I always say.
Yeah,
at least that's what I tell my wife.
Yeah, absolutely. Until the next new bow comes out, right? And then,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, I think a good analogy for the Venatic, it's like a pickup truck, right? The covert light is going to get you. It's like an XLT, right? It's going to get the job done, and it's a good trim level. If you want that King Ranch, here's the Venatic.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing too: you get what you pay for. I mean, I don't know how much money I have in my basement right now in tree stands. I know I wouldn't want my wife to know.
For sure.
So you guys, what you guys have, the whole saddle world, I'm talking about all saddle companies, and I think even you guys more specifically with the quality of your product, you created that maybe that King Ranch that lasts forever. You're going to get 400,000 or 500,000 miles out of this thing, using that analogy. And tree stands, they rot out.
Sure.
And they suck to carry, they suck to put up. That's what I'm really. We're gonna do a whole thing with me and my reaction, and my struggling and tinkering, and then I'm really hoping to teach people like, hey, this is me going through it as a newbie to it.
Sure.
This is me putting it together, but I'm really excited for not having to say like, hey, I need an hour to go hang a tree stand, which is impossible. We all know it's 2 or 3 hours, but anyhow, we say an hour. You know what I mean? I'm excited about just going out. Like, hey, I'm going to be half hour, because I'm very fortunate. You see right out here, that's a field that leads down into a beautiful piece of land and woods that I'm able to hunt at our new place. So I'm not like Jared Bruno, who has had the saddle. He's one that has to go out 4 or 5 miles, I think when it comes to me, I'm a guy that has a piece of property that has like these stand locations, and I hang these stands every year. I'm so excited not to hang these stands this year, and have more time to put into other things like food plots or, just shooting my bow. It's going to give me more time, which, as you guys know, with families and everything, it's just so hard to get that time.
Jared always described you as a mobile hunter, and you were just making it hard on yourself with all the stands. Especially with that buck you killed last year. It's just like you were having to call audibles, but you still had to go in and hang all these stands. And it was a mess.
It wasn't the smartest thing. And I think my podcast viewers, I call them Mr. Big, and they're so tired of hearing about Mr. Big, but I'm not tired about talking about him. So anyhow, the thing for me is like mobile hunting with that deer there. It's not the safest thing either, because I'm such a scent fanatic that to move and go kill that buck, I looked at the weather and I waited till there was a torrential downpour, because he had already winded me once. So here I am putting up a tree stand in a torrential downpour. Who does that? Hunters, because we're crazy. Right. ask me to go take out the trash in the pouring down rain, I'm gonna be like, "You kidding me? It's raining out there."
Right.
Go hang a tree stand. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Lightning, no worries.
Yeah. So, but just we only have a couple more minutes here, guys.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that Trophyline's coming out? I mean, first off, so smart, American made. Coming out with this beginning of July. How more American is that? 4th of July coming up. So excited for you guys. Excited to get my hands on it and try out the product. But anything else new? I mean, we got like 2 or 3 minutes here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and I think this really plays into you being new as a saddle hunter. With and a mobile hunter. I mean, we're honest with you, we have 11 new items coming out this year. We launched the sling pack earlier, and then this will actually be number 2, item this year. And I think you guys got to play with some of the new stuff.
We did
at the show. So we got a couple new packs coming, and different flavors, different varieties, and a bino harness, and that some guys got to play with at Attack, and then a couple other little things here and there, and then maybe one more big thing, and kind of stay tuned, and that we're excited about just as much as we are Venatic, So it's it's going to be an exciting year. We again, a lot of these products we've been working on for a year, and the other item we're coming out with almost a year and a half. So super excited the rest of the season. So looking forward to it.
Well, I always say, first off, you can just tell you guys have a quality product. And the one thing when we got into this outdoor industry, we always say, hey, first and foremost, we just like working with good people. You guys are awesome. We love working with you guys. And also good products. And you guys, in our opinion, have by far the best product in this line, and we really appreciate that. And being American made, being police officers, we appreciate that as well. So thank you guys for all your hard work. It's definitely paying off for you. It's showing. So
I would appreciate that. I always tell people that there's a lot of people that make good product, great product, but at the end of the day, it's great to be able to pick and choose who you want to go hang out with and do business with, right? And so we try to strive to be the best people that we can be, and hang out with guys like yourself. So
well, we appreciate that too. Our job sucks enough. We do this to get away from the job. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So this is our free time. We choose to do this. We choose to take time away from our families and hunting and hang out with good people. And now just so happy for you guys and excited for the launch. I know it's been a long time coming, a lot of hard work, and just really appreciate you guys being on today. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thanks for having us.
And 11 new products. We're going to have to do another podcast here soon to go over all
or
that.
10 more.
10 more. I'm good with that. So I've had a blast. I can't believe time's already up here, but
no problem.
But all righty, guys. Well, really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys next time on the Blueline Bowhunters podcast.
Check out the Blueline Bowhunters on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or their website, www.bluelinebowhunters.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, watch your 6